Today I thought we'd paint together. I'm painting Mob from Mob Psycho. I recently finished this anime. It's not my usual type of anime. I usually prefer the messed up magical girl ones, like my favorite, Wonder Egg Priority. Uh, the style and the story of Mob Psycho really reminded me of One Punch Man, but the animation when Mob reached 100 and can't hold on to his powers and emotions anymore was so good. That's why I decided to paint it, because it's my favorite scene. Like, the animation did not need to go that hard. In the speed draw, though, I do redraw everything like 50 times because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, if you know me. I honestly love how the final sketch turns out. I'm not sure how I feel about the final product though, but that's how it always goes. I always like the sketch more than the final product. There is like a reason to that, because it's more fluid or something. I just think I'm not that good at painting yet. I think I did lay the paint on a little too heavy, but that's because my style, because I use oils frequently and I like to make the painting pop out, because I like to try to be a Kandinsky, because I really like his style of oils. He is one of my favorite artists, and I highly do recommend that you check him out. I mean, if you've had an art class, then you've probably heard of him, but I still really find his work amazing. Also, the amount of drinks I go through this might be a little crazy. I'm always dehydrated. So, yeah, I'm living that gastroparesis and that pot's life. So, if you get it, you get it. Also, my supplies in this is just some normal supplies, just my 2H pencil to do the sketch. So, it's very light, so I can paint right over it. And then I just use some cheap paints from Michaels, and I'm pretty sure this canvas is from Michaels too, from when they had a sale on canvas, and it's just been sitting in my closet for a very long time. I'm mainly a digital artist, so I don't know why I have so many canvases. It's like a problem, I think. I buy a lot of art supplies that I don't need, because I'm really fine with my iPad and my Apple Pencil, but I'm a little addicted to buying art supplies. So that's something I may need to address in my future life. But that's a problem for future Mandy, so we'll get there when we get there. The easiest part was probably drawing all, like, the bolts of whatever they are, like magic. Now I'm painting it, yeah. I just used some acrylic paint, and I did this all in grayscale because that's what it is in the show, and I'm just replicating it. I'm also watching the Chuckle Sandwich podcast in the background, if you can see. Yeah. Also, do not mind my palette and my paint cup. I never wash either. I just want to be one of those aesthetic artists one day that can peel the paint off of their palette. But I don't think I'm ever going to paint enough to have a clump of paint. And I don't leave globs of paint. So I don't know how I'm going to peel it. Because I like to leave the globs because I feel like it's wasteful. So everything is just flattened out. So honestly, I think I'm just going to scrub it eventually. But anyway, I started off with just the straight black colors. So yeah, and then I wanted to work my way to the white, because that's typically what you do in oils. You save that for last, the white. I can't remember exactly why you do that, but it's just a habit I have now, even though I'm using acrylics. So I started with the dark colors. I feel like I couldn't get his face right because it just felt very strange. So then I was really struggling with the color matching, because you have to have the background first, which I did not do, even though I know in my art brain that doing the background first helps because it puts everything in perspective. So I will do that next time, because everything is in perspective. The color bounces off the color. That's color theory right there. Even though I do not understand color theory, I get the concept of color theory. So, yeah. I also apologize for the yelling over color theory. I just yell sometimes. That's just what I do. I have no perception of my voice. So I finally paint the background, and now the colors finally start to make sense because it's all in relationship to each other. So I finally get the right hues. So that's going well for me. I am globbing it on a little too thick, as I said. And then I saw that I messed up, and I'm like, time for the fingers, smudge it all up. Let's smudge it. I don't know why that's my go-to when I mess up, smudge it with a finger. I should really just use my rag, but I don't. So, there we go. And I use a bigger brush. I use several brushes, which is the best way to do it. You have your tiny brush, like your flat brush, you got your brushes. And they're all in the cup because that is proper painting style. Not style, but when you're not using your brushes, they're in the cup so you don't damage the bristles, because it will harden and they will dry. And I'm speaking from experience. But my washing technique of the brushes is not that good. But we don't talk about that. We don't talk about Bruno. But at this point, I feel like this is where I should have stopped painting because it looks fine. But in my brain, I'm like, it does not look fine. So I have to keep going everything 1,000 times and then making the paint even thicker so it looks even worse. And I should have just taken a break and stepped away from the painting, because that's the best thing you can do, is take a little break, step away from the painting, and come to it the next day with new eyes. But here it is. I finally stopped touching it. Good thing. And here's the final product. And now that I'm looking at it the next day, I feel like it's pretty good. What do you guys think? So, hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. Check out my other socials here. Bye.